Hey guys, we're taking a look at The Division on the PS4. Now, I've been playing this game for a bit and been actually enjoying it. A little bit about the game. The Division is a third-person shooter set up in New York City. There are various divisions of the city. You start off in Brooklyn, where I am now, and make your way through into Manhattan and various different divisions of that city. Story is about an outbreak with crime activity, so you have a huge world that's in mid-crisis basically. The game is somewhat structured with elements of an RPG, collaborative online multiplayer as well. It's one of these games that is similar to Destiny. I don't know if you've played Destiny, then you're aware it's literally an online game where you're going to put this into your PlayStation 4 and you're going to have an internet connection in order to play this game. Benefits of that is, okay, you got none of these loading times and all of these sort of things, and you're playing with all of other people literally in this world. You can meet up, there's matchmaking, play as a group all in one screen instead of having all split screen. The downside, what I really don't like, is the fact that you've got a hard copy disc that, yes, you're going to put inside of your PlayStation 4 and you're going to need an online connection in order to play it. That to me sucks. I haven't really gotten on board with this whole online only sort of thing. I don't see the point of selling a hard disk copy of a title if it's going to need you to connect to the internet. So to me, it's one of these games that I think should primarily just be online, to be quite fairly honest. Download it offline. There's no need for a disc, but that's to be disputed. But I've been, surprisingly, I've been really enjoying the game. So I'm just going to let a few scenes play out. This is the beginning of the title here. I'm just making my way through Brooklyn into my base, and we'll just see how it goes.
Agent, I've confirmed that your fellow agent Faye Lau has arrived here. Check in with her when you get inside.
Here you're in your base. Now there's various different bases on particular division of that city that you will go into. In your base, your main base, you can request sort of like a report situation. You could kit yourself up again, reload, go to the shop, buy various perks, customize your character, go and get maps information, matchmaking with another player. There's various players, as you can see here. It's similar to, like I said, Destiny, where you have a bunch of players that are online you could interact with, you could tag with. And there's your sort of like computer here where you could do matchmaking, find particular players that you could match up with to play the game. It's up to you. You could either play it as a group or you can play it as a solo character, restock, shop. So all bases you literally are there to customize your character, upgrade your gear, sell your gear, vice versa, or any other sort of like stuff that you found around the city. The mechanics of the game is pretty straightforward, to be honest. You've got your map, you look at your various sort of points on the maps, side missions, everything is highlighted on that map, and you just put a way marker, you make your way there. Well, so far I've not encountered me being able to drive any particular vehicle around the city, which is unlikely because it's all in mayhem. But once you do put up a marker, you'll see here on your screen just in the center that you've got this arrow that's visibly sort of like floating around the city, directing you to your next mission point. And everything's pretty much done on foot. You're all kitted up, and the atmosphere, the weather effects is awesome. The sound effects, the way the weather changes from night to day. You've got the storms, the wind. The game looks absolutely fantastic. It looks great. Of course it's going to look better on a PC, no doubt, but the whole atmospheric feel of the game is brilliant. It really is. New York City, bang, there you go. You've got that. Everything is in mayhem, chaotic, cars all over the place. You're on foot making your way, and on the way you'll see various different enemies there that you will clash with. It's up to you. You could avoid them kill them, and you've got various different citizens as well around the city. So it's an awesome game, it really is. I've been really enjoying it. But there is that occasion when the city tends to feel somewhat hollow, where you could go on walking for hours and you won't find anyone in sight whatsoever. So that would be sort of like the pitfall, where it's like you've got this huge massive city and it's not that chaotic. You know, I was expecting wild animals or some shit going on, robbery, people in the streets going all crazy sort of thing. But it seems as though all of that has already taken place and you're just there going through various different things. I mean, it's a completely destructible world as well. So I've gone from shooting vehicles, blowing things up, and so on. Various buildings you could walk into, others are blocked. Great world, massive world. I still think they could have done more. It's somewhat repetitive as well, but as you can see, it does look great at night time.
I'm glad I'm fighting with you.
The action part of the game, the shooting mechanics is brilliant. It's a Gears of War basically. Cover is great. You're finding similar cover. You've got your weapons. You've got your various perks and grenades and special abilities as well. And it's easy to jump from one cover to another, which is why it reminds me of Gears of War. And it's all based on the level that you are also set up. So even if you go to various factions of the city and say, like here I'm on level 4 and I've come into a faction where you need to be a good level 8 to 10, your weapons ideally is not going to be suited for that division. You're going to get your ass kicked, and it's going to take a lot more effort to end up killing the enemies in that particular division. So the whole idea is leveling up your weapons, leveling up your characters well in order for your weapons to fully utilize that particular division, and it makes it a lot easier for you to end up killing the enemies in that particular divisions, you know. So you're looking at perking up as much as you can your gear, customizing your gear depending on the level that you are at, better suited to each particular divisions. I think that's you can't really complain. It's a great sort of like rewarding mechanics that they have in place. It keeps the game interesting, and again, you see there, that would be one of my special sort of like perks that I have. You've got shielding, you've got electronic perks. You know, I can select a tracker. I could select a particular shield. If, you know, I've only got a particular weapon that's not that great. I got medic facilities. So there's various special perks that you have while you're going through these various different divisions in order for you to survive and get through your next mission. One thing that I found strange about the game when you're playing it on solo is you've got this, like here for example, perfect example is you've got this character here talking to you, and your own character doesn't seem to verbally say anything whatsoever. He's like complete silence, he or she, whatever character you customize or choose, complete silent. There's no involvement, so you don't, in a way it makes you don't really care about your character. You don't need to know about him, what he's doing. It's just, hey, I'm a soldier, I've been called up to, you know, sort things out, you know, get everything in order, capture back various different parts of the city. That's it. I have nothing to say. I've got no input, no nothing. I'm just a soldier. And I don't know, I like the games where you know what you're getting into. You know, you want to know a bit more about, you know, this particular character and so forth, but it kind of, I don't know, it feels weird to me that I don't know nothing. I'm just this guy that I've customized, and yeah, I'm just running around the city and I've got no life story. That's it. But, you know, I'm still going through this game, so maybe later on I'll know a bit more. Here is a massive city, huge, yet it's lifeless, shallow. You've got a massive map. The whole map reminds me of what we had on Watchdog, and you pretty much go around, and every bits of the map that you select, you either hear radio transmission going on there, you could see various different collectibles, items that you have missed that you can collect, highlighted in various different colors. It looks great. Manhattan is massive, but again, I could run around this city on foot, and it becomes repetitive when it's like a loop. You're running around, you'll see two characters, you shoot them, you run around, you'll see three, you shoot them, you run around, you pick this up, you go through this. Yeah, so it can be repetitive, and the whole purpose is perking up, building your character, customizing the character up. You've got various different missions, you could go into various particular buildings, which somewhat makes it a little bit different. It's not that in-depth, it's simple game mechanics, but that is to be expected with the type of games, MMO games like these, to be quite fairly honest, but it's alright.
We got company. Dude, stay alert. Get the bastard. Got enough to take you. You're gonna die, bitch. Gotta draw him out. Do what you need to do. Stop fucking around. Oh shit, they got him. Just give me a sec. Do what you need to do. Stop fucking around.
If you patch me into the security system, I might be able to find Candle's location.
Another cool feature of the game is around the city you've got these sort of like echoes that you activate, and they pretty much highlight various different events that has taken place that you can follow through. Here's one, for example, there was a shipment of food and these guys got attacked. So you find out all over the city as well, which keeps the game quite fairly interesting.
Drop the goods and get the hell out of my sight. Pack this up. We're taking the garden next.
Alright guys, so we're going to have a look at our general options of our characters. So we have various different abilities, inventory options. On your right, you've got a news section where you could check out the latest news from the developers and so forth. Underneath, you've got settings, and you could tailor your settings, controls, visuals, audio, and so forth. Next to that, you have the store. You've got the club as well, and on top you've got your intel. Intel is when you go through the games in the city and you collect various different intels, whether that's video footage, virus reports, or surveillance data. You could play those back and so forth. You got group management, and then you have your maps. Now the maps reminds me of something that we found in the Watchdog. It looks kind of similar, but it's a lot more in detailed. You could really dive into the map, look closely. It's nicely highlighted as well in particular regions of the map of different items that you have, you probably have missed or you've passed by. Safe house. It's nicely detailed, and in the center within that map you have various different levels of the dead zone. Oh, sorry, the dark zone, where you're playing against versus other players, and you're going through getting as much collectibles as you possibly can. So that one is pretty exciting. I haven't even tried that yet, but it looks pretty cool from what I've been hearing. Now we're going to have a look at our special abilities that we have. Normally if you collect a certain mods, it will prompt you if you want to equip it or look at it. Now during those vast amount section, you have 3 different type of abilities. You've got medical, you've got tech, and you've got security. And within each of those particular abilities, you get a good 4 further options that you can choose of that ability. And when you assign one, at the moment I could only assign it to 2 slots. I think you can further upgrade it. Again, I'm only just beginning the game. And you could also add various mods to those abilities, so you get good 5 different mods of each particular ability, which further enhances that and your character, of course. On top of that, you not only have your skills, but you also have talents as well. So you could assign various different talents, equip various talents to your characters, and opposite to that, on top, you also have various perks as well that you can assign to your characters while you're playing the game. It's all about, reaching, upscaling your level of your character, really reaching the highest point of your character. So many various different skills and perks that you could assign or collect. And then you have your inventory. In your inventory, again, about 3 different options. On top, you get a general view of the attributes of your character. You've got weapons section. I started off with 2. Now I'm able to carry 3 weapons. You've got the various different selection of weapons, different color. Opposite to that, you've got your equipment gear. So body armor, kneecaps, gloves, gas mask, and so forth. You could go in those. You could look at the levels, and to your right, you've got various different specification of that particular equipment. And you've got different colors, like green will be like the basic color, blue, and any further colors that you go up will sort of like the higher specification of that weapon. And it's the same thing for the equipment and your weapon as well. Various different levels, level 1 going up to a higher level, again based on the character of your level. You could add various different mods as well to each particular weapon. So you come to this section of the inventory of that weapon, and you've got various different collections or maybe items that you've crafted to add onto your weapons. To the right side, different forms of specs that you could attribute to your weapons. You've got various different grips you could add. You've got various different suppressors you could add, and skin as well, color skin of your weapon. At the moment I only got 1, but it gives you an idea of how you can tailor that specific weapon that you have. And it's pretty much going to deep customization. On top, you've got the general overview of your weapon, general overview of your character as well, his life and everything else. You've got your pouch, and in your pouch you've got various different consumables, various different grenades, ammunitions, access keys that you may have to get into buildings, and various crafting sources as well, because when you're running around this level highlighted on your map, you'll find various resources that you can craft and make various addition to your weapon. On top of that, you've got your appearance. Again, you can change the appearance of your character, various different pants, shirt, coats, jacket, hats, or neither. You can not have a hat and so forth. Not only that is that available in your general option menu, but it's also available at your safe house as well, where you could go to the store, quickly upgrade it. Again, you're going to need some cash and stuff like that, or you could sell the various equipments and items that you have found out in the city, in the world. So there's a lot of rewards, customization, a lot of additional contents within the game for your character. I think they've done pretty well, to be quite fairly honest. I mean, the mayhem that's taken place in the city that you've just turned up to see, dead bodies are like lying all over the place, in ditches, everywhere, all covered up. You've got the crazy outbreak of this virus that people are blaming each other for. You've got a bunch of criminals and gangs taking over the factions of the city, going all crazy and everything. And the game looks fantastic. I mean, the weather effects and the lighting effects looks great. You do have bugs though. Here's one of the bugs I've found out. You shoot the light, it looks as though it's turning off, it's blowing up, but then it comes back on. And I've done that through the game various amount of times, so I'm just like, I've blown the crap out of the light, I've thrown a grenade. Yes, it blows up and everything like that, but it just comes back on again. And you could see those various different bugs. I know they said this is like a fully destructible world, but there are various little things that I do, simple things. It's like, smash the light off, and hey, it magically comes back on again. You will see through the video footage. Every form of action is quite simple. Control pads left and right will pull up your grenades or health. And if you press the trigger buttons, you get your special abilities, like right trigger and left trigger. I think it's L1 and R1 on the PlayStation pad. And you can pull up your shield, as demonstrated there, with your single pistol, and you could cover yourself and at the same time shoot. If you want to get rid of the shield, you just hold the trigger down, and that will just throw the shield away. Triggering the other ability that I've selected that I like is like the radar, to scope up any enemies or any sort of like crafting gearboxes and stuff like that. Lighting looks great, weather effects look great, atmospheric is brilliant. The city itself is, they've done a great job. Graphically it looks amazing, it really does look amazing. And the various different levels that you approach, you will see parts of the cities, of the streets. It will highlight its level compared to the character of your level, whether this is going to be something very hard or easy. And again, there's these odd bugs, like here I'm shooting the crap out of the window of the bus and it's not breaking. It's not like shattering all over the place, but if I shoot the tire of the bus, bang, that flattens. Yet if I blast the windows of any vehicle or car, nothing really happened that much. So you do have your odd bugs in the game. You've got like your servers going down on occasion, not like every single moment, but it tends to happen, and that tends to be very annoying, which is why I don't like all of this online stuff. I think online should be an option, and then you've got the regular play of the game. Watch this, for example. There you see the light, bang, it's gone, right? Hey presto, come back up, the light has somehow magically reappeared again. So it's bugs like that within the game that you see, but overall, it's a great game. It's fun. It gives you a lot more content than what Destiny had, but it doesn't go in depth like Destiny storyline, or I guess there's that sense of, you have to remember this is a Tom Clancy game, and that's what it's tied down to. So for game, you're not going to be able to really compare this to Destiny. I don't know why a lot of people do. But it's tied down to that. This is the sort of game that you expect. It's expected to be very honest, and I am really enjoying it. I mean, it looks great. It plays well. Various different bugs in there, but overall, I think it's a great game.
You won't last. Get out of here, fast.
You're doing good work. Better be warm again.
Just ready for someone to cross me.
Hey, you got any money? Huh? What kind of watch is that?
Have a taste of this! Kill them all! Careful, guys! Fucking shoot them! Whoa! You're killing them! Oh, shit!
Supplies allocated. Uploading coordinates.
Is this everything?
That's it. All in working condition as well.
It's
Give it up already!
GTF reinforcements requested. Warning. Incoming hostiles. Warning. Hostile forces approaching. Warning. Explosive device detected. Readings indicate this area is safe.